Okay, so today we're going to discuss the team expectations card. You say, what is that? You know, again, let's go back to like when you're at work. If you're a manager of a department and you have staff, you're going to basically sit down with your person sometime during the year, I hope so, and say, this is our expectations for you of this next year. This is where we'd like you to improve in some of your performance, or maybe start to learn more new things. Or if they have a financial goal like sales or whatever, this is what we want you to achieve. And you do that with them, don't you? You just don't give them, say, here it is, this is what you're expected, goodbye. You work it out with them, so you're working as a team. Well, the expectations card's the same way, except we never do this with our personal financial team. So what this is that, and by the way, you'll probably shock your team if you use this, is you sit down with your accountant, let's say after tax season, and say, Mary, this year, I want to know, by the end of the year, I want to know how much that you have saved me by your work this year. Also, I want you to know there's other expectations I have. I want to be able you to contact me sometime in the year on things I could be doing before the end of the year to save more tax money. You might say that, look, I didn't mind working with your assistant, Tom, this past year, but Tom does not answer phone calls. I expect all my phone calls to be answered within 24 hours. And if not, I understand things can come up, but all emails is you give them how you want to work with them. Well, by the way, we call in our company the ground rules. This is how we would like to work with you so we can do the most for you. So what you're doing is you have this expectations card so they can work with you, so they can do, and you can with them, do the most for yourselves. So the expectation card is just merely to lay out how you want to work with them for this next year. Now, to give you an idea how that works, whenever I have a new team member, I sit down and say, look, I want you to know the type of person I am. I'm a type A personality. When you're talking to me, I want to know what the bottom line is. So get to the point where you're talking. If you're going to go through, if you're going to read me the tax law, you're going to put me to sleep. I like to get to the reason why, and then if I have more questions, then I'll come back. Also, I believe that you're charging me a fee for something, and I want to know if you're worth it. And now, by the way, I'm saying this because I've heard a lot of great things about you, but this is how I work with my team at work, and I want you to be an important part of my team. And so I have to know what you've done for me this past year. And not only that, what do you think you're going to do for me in the next year? And then be proactive during the year, especially if you're my CPA. I want to know you've gone over what my return or what I look like before the end of the year so I can save money. Now again, these expectations may be different for each one of your experts. For example, you may be, if you're dealing with an attorney and you're going through a sale of an important property, you should always meet with them and say, this is who I am. I can never read those sheets that give me all the summary of all the numbers when a property is being sold or bought. I've got to understand that. I don't want work to be left till the end. Sometimes when I've sold a house in the past, they need an inspection at the end. I want everything to go really smoothly. I want to be able to understand everything. And so you see the expectations for that person is different than the expectations for the accountant. You may have expectations for your insurance agent. My last insurance agent, he called me every 5 years. And all they did was they sent me from the insurance company the increases every year. I expect more than that. I expect a follow-up phone call. Al, did you understand that? There's maybe some advice on how I can maybe reduce that bill or increase the quality of my coverage. That's the expectations I have with you. And again, and there may be other things that you're giving me advice that this past year, I'd like to know what that is. So it's just merely sitting down the expectations of the team member you're working with so that there's no surprises and you have the higher probability of getting out of the team member what you want.